This woman had terrible cramps on her first day at work, but when she got home she realized why. Klara Dollan was excited to start her new job for a marketing agency. However, when her first day came round, everything went wrong. After experiencing horrific cramps, Dollan was forced to leave her office. And when she arrived home, she realized that something was dreadfully wrong. Dollan comes from Cricklewood, a suburban area of London, England. By the time that she was 22 years old, the young woman's life was coming together. After quitting work in a bar, she had just landed a new position as a salesperson. As anyone who's started a new role will know, first days can be immensely daunting. So, Dollan was presumably hoping that things would run smoothly while she learned the ropes. However, it seemed that a stress-free first day on the job was not to be. That day, Dollan awoke with a start at 4 a.m. However, it wasn't eagerness to get to work that had caused her to stir. Instead, she had horrible cramp-like pains in her stomach. But, wanting to make a good impression at her new job, Dollan simply put them to the back of her mind. Dollan's workday started with a 40-minute journey across London to reach the marketing company that she'd secured a role with. When she arrived, Dollan was thrown straight into a 2-hour-long meet, during which she again started to feel unwell. Recalling how she felt on British daytime TV show This Morning in 2016, Dollan told hosts Philip Schofield and Holly Willoughby, "I remember holding a pen in my mouth and breaking the pen, and my nails were digging into my notepad. It was every 5-10 minutes, there'd be a wave of pain." Dollan was in such discomfort, in fact, that she was eventually forced to abandon her first day of work. Without waiting for her employer's permission, she rushed back a train towards home. However, when Dollan arrived there, she realized that she'd locked herself out. Needless to say, that was the last thing Dollan needed on what was already turning out to be a day from hell. "I was in so much pain in the morning, I didn't realize I'd left my keys on the kitchen table. And that's the point that I wanted to cry," she recalled. Despite her pain, though, Dollan had little choice but to sit outside her house and wait for a locksmith to arrive. 2 hours later, he turned up and she finally gained entry into her home. Rather than heading straight to bed, however, Dollan decided to vacuum up the mess from her repaired door. But as she cleaned up after the locksmith, Dollan's pain intensified. At points she was even screaming out in agony, leading a neighbor to come and check if she was okay. When the woman gained entry, she found Dollan on the floor bleeding heavily. At this point, Dollan grew concerned that she might have been having a miscarriage. So, she instructed her neighbor to go and call an ambulance. However, when the woman left the room, Dollan had a sudden urge to push. It was only then that Dollan realized what was happening to her. She was giving birth and soon enough, her baby's head had crowned. Panicked, she shouted to her neighbor, "It's a baby," before trying to come to terms with the fact that she had unexpectedly become a mother. Describing what happened next, Dollan said, "It was such a shock. The first thing I heard was the screaming, and I was thinking, thank God, I haven't given birth to a stillborn. It was such a relief that I didn't even think to look at the sex." Dollan would soon discover that she had welcomed a baby girl into the world. Once she'd given birth, the new mom wrapped her surprised daughter in a towel and waited for an ambulance to arrive. It was only then that the reality of her situation really began to hit home. In her interview on This Morning, Dollan admitted, "I was distraught. I think I may have, not blacked out, but glazed out everything after that. So, it's fair to say that the first-time parent was in complete shock." When Dollan and her daughter, later named Amelia, subsequently arrived at the hospital, doctors gave them both a clean bill of health. Now that the new mom knew that both of them were going to be okay, she had one last thing to do, tell her mother that she was a grandma. Since Dollan's mom works as a Crown prosecutor, Dollan didn't want to ring her in court. Instead, she sent her a message that read, "I don't want you to worry, but I need you to come to the Royal Free Hospital on your way back from work." Dollan's mom agreed to her daughter's concerning request, but she needed to know what part of the hospital to stop by. "That's when I had to call her and say, I'm in maternity," Dollan revealed. And needless to say, the new grandmother was shell-shocked. Like many people who have since heard Dollan's story, her mom was confused by her daughter's lack of pregnancy symptoms. She had no morning sickness, pain or visible baby bump. Furthermore, Dollan had put her lack of periods down to her contraceptive pill and thought the minor weight gain that she'd experienced was a result of comfort eating following her split from her boyfriend, Chris, 5 months prior to giving birth. Amazingly, hidden or cryptic pregnancies aren't as rare as people might think. In the UK, where Dollan lives, 1 in 2,500 women are unaware that they are expecting until they go into labor. Thankfully though, Dollan adjusted well to life as a mom. "I was looking forward to having a normal 9-to-5 job, then my life changed overnight, in the blink of an eye, with one long, hard push," she told the Daily Mail in 2016.